What's up, guys? Maximaniac Jets Report here. And today, new episode of the Maximaniac Jets Report. Currently, we have 95 subscribers so far. Subscribe to me. Max is New York Jets. So currently, we have 95 subscribers. So we will try to get some more subscribers on the show today. So today, we're going to be talking about the Jets defensive coordinator candidates. So recently, there was a report from The Athletic that Wink Martindale is named one of the top frontrunners for the Jets defensive coordinator position. The Jets currently are interviewing 8 defensive coordinators, virtual interviews for their defensive coordinator positions. Here are the current names of the defensive coordinators that are positions to be on the Jets. So I'll pull up a tweet. I'm going to be pulling up a tweet right now for the Jets defensive coordinator candidates, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on them. So currently there's 8 defensive coordinators. I'll give you my thoughts on the candidates. First caller up. Someone random. What's up? Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Donald Trump. Kick yes. So currently they're interviewing 8 defensive coordinator candidates. So we have Matheusch, Arajo, Ifar Banjo, who's the secondary coach for the Wink Martindale. So my bad. So here are the defensive coordinators. My bad. I was just looking up the defensive coordinators. So here are the defensive coordinator candidates so far. So Chris Harris, Jets interim defensive coordinator Chris Harris, Packers run game coordinator DeMarcus Covington, Broncos pass games coordinator Jim Leonard, Lions defensive assistant Jim O'Neill, Browns safety coach Ephraim Banda, and Dolphins cornerback Matt Ariho. And then there are other candidates that were interested in the Jets, but they weren't really interested in the job, And I understand why, because we Mr. Trust Me Bro as a head coach, Aaron Glenn. Out of the names that the Athletic reported, I think the most interested candidate is Jim Leonard would be my number 1 candidate. First caller today is Chase Donovan.
Oh yeah, what's up, Max?
What's up? My first time caller on the Max Media Jets Report. So
I know
we're talking about the Jets defensive coordinator candidates. So out of the 8 candidates that we mentioned, which of the defensive coordinators who would you want the most on the Jets?
Can you go through all 8 again?
We have Chris Harris, DeMarcus Covington, Jim Leonard, Jim O'Neill, Ephraim Banda, and then there's another corners coach, the Dolphins corner coach.
I mean, the Dolphins corner coach isn't that bad. If you look at the corners they've produced in the past couple of years, it's not a bad list.
It's Matheusch Arajo is the name of the corners coach for the Dolphins.
Honestly, I think that might be your best option.
I think Jim Leonard is the best option in my opinion because he's shown he's really good defensive coordinator, but I don't know if he's gonna really take this job. The main reason is because the only reason I feel like he took the interview is because he knows Darren Muji from his past with the Denver Broncos, and then he knows Aaron Glenn from his playing days with the Cleveland Browns.
Why did Max say
Where his pants fell.
Yeah, you can.
Yo, Chase Donovan's pants fell.
Bro, Max, you want to say hi to Luke Brown? Remember Luke from our club?
What's up?
Luke, Max wants to say hi to you.
What's up, Luke Brown? You joining on the show?
He said to join in on the show.
Also good.
Come on, join us. We're talking about the Jets defensive coordinator candidates. We'll talk
They
about
can't hear you because I have my headphones on, but I have to relay the message to him. But
yeah,
he said he will definitely be joining. He is actually a Broncos fan, so maybe he can give you some insight on whatever on the coordinators.
Jim Leonard, yeah, give me some insight on Jim Leonard.
Max wants your insight, Luke.
What?
Max wants your insight on Jim Leonard.
Who the fuck is Jim Leonard?
I think he's a coordinator for the
Broncos.
Broncos.
Broncos like defensive back coach.
Max, I have a question. I just got this microphone. How good's the quality?
It's good. It's very good quality, in my opinion.
Thank you. I brought my entire stream set up to Rowan.
So if you want to bring if you want to talk some sports, we're doing. It's not just a Jets show today. We're doing like a little sports show today. So any breaking sports, give me your sports takes of the day. Give me some of your biggest sports takes. We'll talk about them on this show.
Well, my special sports take of the day today is going to be I think Indiana is going to beat Miami in the national championship.
That's true. What's the betting line for that? What's the betting line?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm not a bettor, so I don't look at the betting lines. But I would imagine since Indiana is the number 1 seed, I would say Indiana is probably favored by a lot.
I know. Actually, it's a good idea to talk about the national championship because there's a lot of NFL. Because with the drafts coming up, there's a lot of players to watch in this game. So players to watch in this game: Ruben Bain, the defensive end from Miami; Carson Beck, the quarterback from Miami; and then for Indiana, Surratt, who's going to be in the Senior Bowl, and then Fernando Mendoza is a name to watch today. And
how do you feel about the Jets potentially drafting Carson Beck? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
I think we need a quarterback, but I wouldn't care if we draft. I think Beck shows potential, but one of the names I've been recently talking about is Diego Pavia. I think he shows a lot of good potential.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of him. I'm also not a fan of Carson Beck. If I were the Jets, I would draft either a defensive back or an offensive lineman. Wait till next year, then draft a quarterback.
I feel like that's a good plan because I feel like right now it's like BPI, like best player available is number 2, and then we either take Ty Simpson with the Colts pick.
I'm not gonna lie, Ty Simpson is not that bad. In my opinion, I think he's better than Carson Beck. I think.
If you're like a film guy, tell me what do you like about Ty Simpson if you're like a film guy?
I just think that Ty Simpson has a better arm than Carson Beck. If you look at Ty Simpson's weapons, I know he has Ryan Williams, but Miami overall is just a way better team than Alabama is, and I think Alabama showed that. Luke? Isn't Ty Simpson a freshman?
Yeah, I think redshirt status.
Yeah, so Ty Simpson's a redshirt freshman, so I think maybe next year that's your QB to go because Alabama's a powerhouse. So
that is true. And then talk about Miami. There's gonna be a lot of Bain's gonna be a good one. Ruben Bain's a good option at 2. There's gonna be arguments of Sonny Styles. Who would you prefer? There's gonna be a debate whether it's Sonny Styles or Ruben Bain. Who do you not Orville Reese? My bad. Orville Reese and Ruben Bain. Who would you want if you were like a Jets fan and you draft that 2? Who would you rather get?
I would probably say Ruben Bain.
I feel like Bain's more dominant. I feel like Orville Reese, there's concerns about his hand size in the National Football League. I don't know if that's warranted, but they're really going to be – there's going to be issues about it.
When you're drafting players, you don't know what you're going to get out of them. So it's really boom or bust, really, especially with a pick at what, number 4 is the Jets? No, they have 3 wins, right?
We had 3 wins. We're the second overall pick.
You're second?
Yeah, we're second overall pick. Yeah, the Raiders are 1. The Raiders are number 1 pick. Jets are second pick. But because unless Chambliss comes out, it's really just a 1 quarterback class at this point.
Yeah. How would you feel about Diego Pavia?
I like him on the Jets. I don't know. People think he's not good, but it's more because his personality. I'm always a little on their side, but Pavia really shows potential. I don't know.
I just think he's a little egotistical.
That's my one concern because he was I remember the Heisman Trophy thing. It was with Fernando Mendoza. He was crying about it, not winning the Heisman. Say, "Oh, F Indiana."
Yeah, Max, you want to say what's up to the Huzz?
What?
No.
Max, what's up to the Huzz?
What's up? How you doing?
Max is saying hi.
Hi, Max.
Hey, how you doing?
He said, "How are you doing?"
I'm doing great. How are you?
That's good. She said she's doing great.
Oscar the Grouch says, "I'm definitely expecting the DC to be Chris Harris at this point." It could happen. I don't know. Who wants to work with this coach, Aaron Glenn? Honestly,
are you not a fan of Aaron Glenn?
I don't think he's a good coach. You know what I don't get, Chase, and I've been talking about this on my shows, especially on Jake's show. Why is it with the amount of candidates available on the market? Why would we not fire Aaron Glenn? It's stupid.
To be honest, I think it's because the good coaching candidates will probably not go to a team like the New York Jets, like John Harbaugh with the New York Giants. The Giants are a young team that have an excellent future, and I think John Harbaugh, being one of the best coaches in the NFL, I think that he can take the Giants to a whole new level that they haven't seen since the early 2010s.
That's true. I was like texting because I'm in college, bro. Oh my god, I was texting one of my friends about it. And, like I was happy they got Harbaugh. Seriously, I wanted the Jets to get Harbaugh as well, but we have the most we're the worst ownership in the NFL. If Aaron Glenn was a coach of any other team, he would be fired. Honestly, he's bad of a head coach. Terrible.
I think the Jets getting 3 wins this season is probably a lot better than number one they should have and could have. So I mean, Aaron Glenn did have terrible games down the stretch, like the game against the Patriots where they put like 40 points on you.
Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty bad.
That's the reason why I want him fired because it's just and you have like the worst DVOA. If you not include special teams like the DVOA, the 2025 Jets have like the third worst DVOA in the modern NFL. It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have a single interception, which I mean shows kind of how bad they are. Which is
but
why
also a lot of it's coaching. A lot of it's coaching as well because players on their style have played well, but under Glenn they're just terrible. Like Sherwood was like a two-time All-Pro before Glenn was like the coach. Like Sherwood under Sal was like a two-time All-Pro. Sauce was like the best corner in the league.
When you trade players like Sauce Gardner and Quinn Williams, like, do you just see that as like the Jets giving up? Because I mean, they're both.
I don't think
young-ish.
The Jets were 0-7 before trading Sauce Gardner. Jets were 0-7. Our defense was allowing 30+ points a game, so I think it's because our coaching's just terrible. That's just my. And Wilkes was a horrible coordinator. Honestly, he was terrible.
I can see that.
Yeah, we have like 0 interceptions, which is really like terrible. It's like not a good stat at all. But I saw the Eagles lost in the playoffs. Give me for anyone who's an Eagles fan, and we're getting some Eagles fans. What are your Eagles takes?
Let me close my door real quick.
So Chase, what are your Eagles takes for anyone who's listening who's interested in the Eagles? Like, give me your Eagles takes for next season.
So for next season, I am extremely hopeful. I'm hoping the Eagles sign either Mike McDaniels or Brian Dable. I know Brian Dable didn't do too hot with the Giants, but that also was a very bad Giants team. And Brian Dable has worked with people like Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, and Devontae Smith back in their time at Alabama when they were the offensive coordinator. Yo, you want to say what's up to Alex Piak? Maybe Max is asking for Eagles advice for next season.
Damn, I low-key like this camera.
Thank you.
Dang.
It's low-key like all good.
Put the headset on and get a little closer to the mic so you can hear you a little bit.
Alex, what's up with you?
What's up, buddy?
What's up? Give me your Eagles takes for next season. Give me your Eagles takes.
My Eagles takes?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
For the show. Give me like you each give me 5 Eagles takes.
What are we live on right now, by the way?
We're on YouTube. See?
Oh shit.
Oh, we're on StreamYard.
This is Max's channel right now. He's got 8 people watching right now.
So 5 Eagles takes.
Yeah, each of you guys give me 5 Eagles takes.
All right, so 5 Eagles takes for next year. Here, go back to so I can see myself. All right, so number 1, we need to nail the offensive coordinator. We need to get Mike McDaniel in the building. Number 2, I think we need to trade AJ Brown. To be honest,
that's a hot take.
I think it's time. His play's gone downhill. He's become a little bit of an issue in the locker room, and those 2 drops in the wild card game were a lot. So then, kind of bridging off that to going into number 3, use that money from AJ Brown being gone, and you're going to reallocate that to I don't even know if that's a fucking word that I just said, but you're gonna pay Dallas Goedert. And you're going to pay some of the guys on defense that are coming up for an extension next season. So DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell. Number 4. Honestly, I would say 4. All right. I feel like that's all I got for right now, Max. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, and what are your Eagles takes, Chase? What are your Eagles takes for next season?
He said, "What are your Eagles takes?"
Kind of just piggybacking off what Alex said.
Oh, shocker.
Well, I mean, you pretty much said everything that I wanted to say. So, What was I gonna say? Yeah,
Joshy Allen Avito says trade Hurts. What do you think of that, Chase?
Read her.
Oh, the trade. No, the team is built around Hurts. I don't think that they should trade him.
All right.
What do you think of this, Alex? What do you think of this?
Trade Jalen Hurts is probably the worst take I've ever heard in my life. Jalen, if you look at the quarterback play this postseason, especially yesterday and on Saturday, with Josh Allen turning the ball over 4 times. Imagine if Jalen Hurts turned over the ball 4 times in the postseason.
He did against the Chargers.
That's not the playoffs, you fucking dingus. If Jalen Hurts turned over the ball 4 times in a playoff game, like Josh Allen did, like CJ Stroud did, we never hear the end of it. Never hear the end of it. You never hear the end of it. You know how many turnovers Jalen Hurts has in his entire playoff career?
How many turnovers?
4.
You know, it's also
Josh Allen had that on Saturday. That's all I have to say. Josh Allen had as many turnovers on Saturday as Jalen Hurts had his entire playoff career. That's my take.
It's just crazy, Chase, is like I feel like the media always frames like quarterbacks so differently. Like Allen, it's always like CJ Stroud, Josh Allen, like they always get a pass, but every time, like when Hurts has turnovers, like he's not that good, And I mean, Hurts is a fine quarterback. I just think your offensive play calling is terrible. And
I can 100% agree.
People were saying like, Eggstrom was a bad coordinator. I was like, I didn't think Eggstrom was that bad of a coordinator. Like, and I was on Jake's show and I was like, Patullo is the worst coordinator I've seen. I watched like a couple Eagles games. He's like one of the worst coordinators I've ever seen.
I 100% agree. I am thankful that he has gone and out of our organization. Actually, he's probably going to stay in the organization, just not as an offensive coordinator.
Why would he honestly want to stay in the organization? Like, I don't think Patullo is really that good of a.
He was in the organization before he became the offensive coordinator, and I believe that he was the quarterback's coach before the offensive coordinator.
Man,
I could be wrong. I need to do my research, but I believe I read that somewhere.
I see RB for real says
Rowan does have a football team, and we actually made a bowl game this year. We're Division III. Shout out Rowan University.
Where we both go for sports communication media.
Fun fact, me and Max had a class last year. What was the class called? Oh,
sports communication, culture, and identity. Very fun class. And talked about like the media and stuff, how the media portrayed like sports and stuff, like framed expectations, especially for like fans and stuff.
Which is a lot of like what we're talking about right here. Do you know what classes you're taking next semester?
A lot of like PR classes, a lot of marketing classes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking sports journalism, public speaking, news reporting, sports communication, media 2, and another class, but it's not popping up on my canvas right now.
EI Bet says, who wins this weekend, fellas? Broncos, Pats, Rams, Seahawks, and why? Who do you have?
I obviously I think the Patriots are going to win because you have Jarrett Stidham and as starting quarterback, unless it's a miracle. Plus, I mean, the Patriots are a good team. I know that Drake May had 4 fumbles this past weekend, but yeah,
I think the Pats are going to win. That's just my thoughts. And then for NFC side, I'll see Seahawks.
Someone's at my door.
Did you see that defense against the Niners? They looked like they manhandled that defense. Oh,
I know that is a good defense. Hold up, someone's knocking my door. Hey, what's up? You wanna come say hi? Yeah, let's do it. I have another special guest.
Yo, Max, what's up?
What's up? How you doing?
Hold up. You need the.
What do you think? Who's gonna win this weekend? Eli Bat says who's gonna win this weekend? Broncos, Pats, Rams, Seahawks, and why? Who do you think is gonna win from that pairing?
Wait, what do you say?
Who's gonna win this weekend?
Me?
I think the Broncos. I mean, I know they have an injured quarterback, but I think they can pull through. What do you think?
I think the Patriots are gonna win because they have a backup playing, and then for the NFC side, give me the Seahawks because their defense is great. Defense is good, and then I have the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl in my bracket.
Yeah, I definitely think Seahawks. I think it's a good one. Yeah.
Seahawks is one of the best takes.
Yeah. All right. Are you on stream live or is it just?
I'm streaming live right now. Yeah, Oscar Gratz says Maxie stop letting so many troll calls in. Yeah, true. Bro, you know what's annoying? I got so many troll callers on my show. It's stupid. I got to need to start kicking people out who are just trolls.
Which one? The last one?
Bro, the last caller was a troll. I just kicked him out right away.
On this stream?
Yeah, I had troll callers. I'm just kicking. I'm starting to kick people out. If they don't have your camera on, it's like I'm kicking people out. Seriously.
I'll have to go back and watch that. Anyway, the national championship is starting right now, so I'm going to go and watch that. Thank you so much for having me on, Max. I'll definitely have to call in another time.
Sounds good.
I hope you have a good show tonight. Let me know how it goes, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow in class. Who knows?
And what class is it? Reputation management or is that
Honestly,
the class? Is that the class that's not showing on the canvas?
I have no idea. I'm gonna have to look at my own schedule.
Because I have reputation management on Wednesdays, and that stuff, that class is not showing up for me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll see you later, Max.
Sounds good. Ladies and gentlemen, Chase Donovan on the line. So you great caller, you know. Maybe the Jets, you should only allow chatters. No Sesame Street bullshit. Oh man, that's so true. But Chase had really good points. You know, I have the Seahawks winning this game. You know, did you see that defense against the Niners? It was like, man, I don't know if the Seahawks didn't put their scout team players in the fourth, oh my god, they would have won by 60+ points. And then for the Patriots, Broncos game, I have the Patriots winning. Bo Nix is starting quarterback. What's their quarterback's name again? Oh yeah, Jarrett Stidham. My bad. Jarrett Stidham he hasn't played a snap this season. He's only started 4 games. He only has won like 1 game. So I have Patriots Seahawks Super Bowl, and I have Seahawks win the Super Bowl. I want Sam Darnold to win the Super Bowl. Oscar Grouch says X-Train's a great coordinator. OC, if your goal is to score 6 points a game. I'm not saying he's a great coordinator. He's an okay coordinator. He's better than Batullo, that's for sure. But our quarterback play was terrible, Oscar Grouch. Honestly, Justin Fields is the worst starting quarterback in the National Football League. Such a crybaby as well. He paid $30 million. You quit on the team. He goes, oh, Aaron Glenn didn't believe in you. He couldn't even run sweeps or play action. I don't think Angstran's a bad coordinator. I think he runs a lot of creative plays. It's just our quarterback play is absolutely terrible. Worst quarterback play I've ever seen in the National Football League. It's horrible. And then Tyrod Taylor is a below average. He's better than Fields, but he's not like a really great quarterback. He's more like a below average quarterback. And then Brady Cook is unplayable. Did you guys see Brady Cook the last 5 games? He was the worst starting quarterback I've ever seen in my life. He was terrible. And it was 6 points a game, yeah, because Brady Cook can't really run an NFL offense. So we gotta need more proven quarterback play. I see Pharrell said, do you think it's a good idea when the Jets fired Brian Scheimer, hired Tony Brown? I wasn't really a Jets fan back then, but I think Brian Scheimer was a good coordinator. Gary King says Jets will win 4 games next season. Agreed. Seriously. Where are the wins coming, honestly? Look at the schedule we play next year. Honestly, look at the schedule they play next season. It's like it's terrible. Like, did you see that Jet schedule we're playing next year? Like, did you see that schedule? Oh my God, it's gonna be so bad. Because we play the NFC West, AFC West, and NFC North. Look at this. Look at the schedule that's coming out. We play Buffalo Bills. That's a loss. Chicago. You think we're gonna beat them? The Lions. I don't know. Kansas City Chiefs. I think it depends. If Mahomes isn't playing, but if Mahomes isn't playing first half of the season, okay, like maybe. Chargers, that's a loss. Miami, loss. Patriots, loss. Buffalo Bills, loss. Miami Dolphins, okay, that could be a win. Patriots, loss. Broncos, lose. Raiders, I'd say we win. Green Packers, loss. Vikings, loss. Cardinals, win. Browns, win. Titans, win. So I'd say maybe 3-4 games at most. But really, Tom Brady 7 rings says Hall was best player. So true. We got to extend Brees Hall in the offseason, whether it's a franchise tag or get an extension with him. Gary King says schedule is brutal. Yeah, AFC West is the best division of football. The NFC North is also the best division in football.
So you got Patriots winning this.
I have Patriots win this game. Yeah, this is my roommate on the stream. We got
How you guys doing? I'm Malachi.
Malachi. He's one of the Maximaniacs.
Yeah.
We got 12 viewers. Game McCluskey rule says 0-17. March for Arch. So true. That's actually good shirt. We should probably start calling it the March for Arch shirt. I need to get that T-shirt. Honestly, we might go out on 17 that schedule, but I don't want to be a Demi Downer. Let's see the off season. Let's see.
All Jets fans here?
Yeah, mainly Jets fans. We got 13. We got 13 viewers on the show.
Cool.
We got 13 viewers. So we were just talking about the defensive corner candidate. So we're just talking about. So who do you, if you were like a Jet, Malcolm, if you were a Jets fan, who would you want as like defensive corner? I'll give you on the list. I'll give you a list. I'll give you the list of the candidates because we have.
I mean, the
We have
QB
Chris.
guys
We have
have
Chris
right now,
Harris. We have Chris Harris. Interim Jets defensive coordinator Chris Harris. Packers run game coordinator DeMarcus Covington. Broncos pass game coordinator such as a head coach Jim Leonard. Lions defensive assistant Jim O'Neill. Browns safeties coach Efrain Banda and Dolphins cornerback coach Matt Afrano or something.
Yeah. I don't really know. I mean, who do you think's the best one out of that option?
I think, in my opinion, Jim Leonard's the best one.
Okay.
But
see if the chat agrees. I mean,
who do you guys think's the best defensive corner candidate the Jets could hire? But
I'm a Commanders fan. I've been a Commanders fan since I grew up
yeah,
in Alexandria.
Oscar Grouch says Arch won't be the first overall pick next year. You heard it first, Max. Let's see. But the 2027 quarterback class is going to be deeper than 2026 quarterback class. So Gary is King says Jets will we hire some no name from the Raiders as their next DC. It really could happen because who honestly wants to work for Aaron Glenn? I saw some defensive coordinator candidates that were declining. Jay Reeves says Jets will winning Super Bowl next year. Nah, that's not happening. But look at this Jets press article. They were ranking the defensive coordinators, honestly. Let's see this ranking. So they have number 8, last place. They have Jim O'Neill. And then Chris Harris, who ranks in 7th place. 6 is Matthew Rejo. 5th place is Wink Martindale. 4th place is DeMarcus Covington. 3rd is Efrain Banda. Dante Jones is the passing coordinator, and Jim Leonard. I think, in my opinion, I would swap the rankings. Honestly, I would swap the rankings. Honestly, like I would swap it. I would have Chris Harris as last place. I would have Jim O'Neill's 7th place. I would have Orejo's like 5th place. I would have Blake Martindale in 2nd place. I would have DeMarcus Covington like 7th. I would have Efrain Banda in 5th place. I would have Dante Jones in 6th, and then I would keep Jim Leonard at 1. So not a lot would change. My rankings would not really change as much, but I think some placements will be changed, honestly. Asa Grouch says we need Jason Allen Storms DC. Honestly, Beastbreaker would be a better defensive coordinator. Imagine if the Jets hire Chris Harris, honestly. Like, how are you going to hire the DB's coach who had 0 interceptions the entire year? That's total levels of ineptitude from this defense, honestly. We don't need Beastbreakers our defense. Like, Beastbreaker would be a better defensive coordinator than Chris Harris. At least you'll have some balls and you'll coach the players up to get the interceptions, honestly. We need an AI to call defensive plays next year. Be trendsetters in the league. If we hire Chris Harris, I think because Chris, he was the worst. He's the worst like defensive coordinator I've ever seen. Chris Harris, man, he's terrible. But did you see from the Athletic with Rosenblatt? Oh my God, the Jets decline. I mean, imagine we got Schwartz, but I feel like if we can't get these top defensive coordinators, I think Sean McDermott wouldn't be a bad option for defensive coordinator. He was recently the Bills fired him after 8 years. I mean, he's a really good head coach, but as a DC, it wouldn't be bad. He has proven defenses in Buffalo, and you know what? If Aaron Glenn's fired, we can make Sean McDermott the interim coach. Look what Sean McDermott did in Buffalo before the Bills. Before he was hired, the Bills had an 18-year playoff drought, and then once he got hired, he's made the playoffs every year. He's won 5 AFC East championships. He's won the playoffs. The only thing is he can't make the Super Bowl, but as a Jets fan, I'd rather just be in the playoffs. I would rather be in the mix every year for stuff. I don't know if Buffalo's going to really regret it, but hopefully an offensive coach will put them over the top, honestly. That's just my thoughts on it. Oh, yeah, that's not my bad. I read that. So, is it bad? I assume RB for real says, "Is it bad to have 0 receptions the entire season?" Asking for a friend. Of course, it's terrible. It's total ineptness how we have 0 interceptions the entire year. Honestly, it's really total. It's honestly very inept how we don't have 0 interceptions. Honestly, I mean it's crazy. Like how bad of a defense do you have to be to have 0 interceptions? Honestly, but we need to do in the offseason. If we got to re-sign players, we got to re-sign Brees Hall. Whether it's to the franchise tag. We gotta keep we gotta trade for John Franklin Myers. If he's in the free agency market. I mean, I think the biggest mistake Joe Douglas made was the biggest whiffs in Joe Douglas' tenure as the New York Jets as a GM of the New York Jets. He traded JFM, John Franklin Myers, because oh my god, he had so many flags, it's so many penalties. Like really. A game across the rule says, "Can't wait to hear a nonstop marching band trumpets during the game tonight." True. Jay Graves says, "Do you think Josh Allen's perennial choker will be this generation's Jay Marino if they don't improve the defense or improve the running game? But he could be a John Elway, always loses playoff games, but he wins it later." I'm gonna remove this caller honestly because this is a bad caller. Bad caller. No. I'm not getting these spam calls. I'm kicking them out. Gator. Should the Jets get a marching band? They could drown the booze in the stadium. Honestly, I use you RB for life. Honestly, that's a good idea. We got the marching band. What's crazy as well in the Patriots game? They were booing the Jets fans are booing the players at warm ups. It's crazy. If honestly, Aaron Glenn's on the hot seat. Did you see how bad it was? And people are like, "Oh, he's not on the hot seat." Really? Are you really want to see MetLife Stadium next year with 50, 60% opposing fans? Would you really want that? Can you hear me? Get him McCluskey rule says, "Really need Mendoza rip a double Achilles tonight. Raiders might pass on him and the Jets can scoop him up for Tomlin in 2027. Gator, I don't think it's going to happen, honestly. And oh man, Gary's King says, "Max, can you ever do a backflip for that wall?" No, I cannot. That's just an AI thing, honestly. Gary's King.
He does a backflip through an orange wall, not just a normal wall.
He does it for an orange wall, but that's just AI.
He does it through an orange wall.
Gator McCluskey rule says, "Don't bring on anyone without camera actors." That's true. And Bobby Vermont says, "Any relationship to Adam Gase?" No, that's a Jay Gadsden claim. Oscar Ross says, "Stop laying on trolls." I'm trying not to add trolls. It's I'm kicking everyone out who's just a troll caller. Honestly, I was bro, everyone's who's calling is a troll. Honestly, it's terrible.
Everyone in here knows Jake Ash.
Yeah.
He's the main,
True. Advice never got. Yeah, true. Why do people even name like that? It's trying to troll people. It's stupid. Oscar Gotch says, "I don't know how you feel as an American about it, Max, but I hate how they always try to jazz the national anthem up a bit. Just sing the dance song, get on with it. We don't need the extra ish." Oh, come on. We can always have it like that. I mean, I agree of marching band, but honestly, the Jets, we gotta do something. I was actually talking to a Jets fan about it at the gym today. I was like, "Oh, it's because he has he's not a Jet. His friend's a Jets fan, and he was has season tickets every year." I'm like, "Why would you get the season tickets for 15 years? Woody Johnson increases the season ticket prices every month. It's ridiculous." I'm like, you can get cheaper more tickets on the secondary market. I just don't get it. Honestly. Who are you rooting for tonight? Gator McCluskey rule says, "Who are you rooting for tonight?" I'm not rooting for anyone, but on my betting lines, Indiana. Indiana's winning this game. Plus 500, honestly. Indiana's going to win this game. Honestly, but Miami might win this game. But let's see. But let's see the score right now in the national championship. What's the score right now? Oh, nothing. No score yet. Oh, there's no score yet, but let's see, honestly. Oscar the Grouch says, "I think Indiana's going to win too." Yeah, 100%. 100% Indiana's going to win. Honestly, Indiana is gonna win. That's a big compliment. Thank you. That's a very good compliment, honestly. Gator McCluskey Rule says you're my second favorite Jets YouTube channel. Oh, thank you so much. What's your favorite, Gators? At the Jay Gasman Show. Honestly, let's get some more callers on the show. Honestly, we're getting some more callers. But look at Jim Leonard. Let me break down the Broncos defense let me break down the Broncos.
Two, but potentially 3 Defensive Player of the Year candidates in obviously PS2, right? We
Look at
can all
this.
agree that he's
Look at
going
this
to be
guy.
up there again
Broncos.
because how good he is as a player. But also these 2 edge rushers, Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper. These guys are different. And this whole defense, right? The defensive line, I should say, is especially in this game.
Gamer Clussy says now that we can't get Mendoza, I want Indiana to lose by 50. True. Maybe back with rise of draft boards because that. Let's see. We could get him in the second round. Miami wins tonight. Could be a Zach Wilson moment.
Team did a really good job leaving these guys on one-on-one opportunities or forcing the offensive line to keep these guys on one-on-one opportunities. So right here, we're going to kind of overload that A gap. We're actually going to drop both of these guys back into coverage, but you're going to see our inside guys do a good job getting inside. We're actually going to reach the point of attack and stunt back over here. But what that does is it forces all of these guys to stay in the middle, okay? Now, what does that do for us? Well, now we have a one-on-one to the outside here, and we have a one-on-one maybe off the chip and release with a tight end here, right? So both our edge rushers get one-on-one opportunities. We love these. Now, our inside guys, because we're playing Jalen Hurts, these guys are specifically in what we like to call lane integrity rush.
So like what the guys explain is like the Broncos, they use like the gap run, they have like lane integrity. So really, I think Jim Leonard could be a good defensive coordinator because he has former ties to the Jets as a player. He has ties to Aaron Glenn as a DB back with the Browns when Aaron Glenn was the DB coach. He can coach his Broncos defense. Yeah, great, Vance Joseph. But the only concern is like, oh, Jim Leonard's a very popular defensive coordinator name. That's because the Broncos corners are the best in the league. He's like the corner coach, and Surtain's like the best corner in the league. And then what was the other guy? What was the name of the player that covered? I can't remember the name of the guy, but he was like a good corner. But really, he could coach out of the corners or Al Harris, but I don't know if we're gonna get him. He's not like one of the virtual candidates, or he might have declined the interview. Really, but
okay, so they're not trying to get a sack on the quarterback, but they're trying to prevent Jalen Hurts from scrambling outside the pocket because when you rush 4, you tend to just leave a gap open, right? Whether it be there or there, and then the guy can take off and run. So these guys are responsible for just playing the inside and forcing the quarterback to stay inside the pocket for the most part. And if you do leave, we got you. So Cooper does get beat here, right? Right tackle does such a good job staying in front, mirroring him. He's got such strong hands, upper body strength. Off the other side, you see Nick Bonito making a little bit of leverage here to the outside, but once he sees the quarterback step up, he disengages immediately, and so does Zach Allen, and they both combined for a sack here. They did a great job keeping Jalen Hurts in the pocket, creating pressure opportunities, and just forcing a really tough day, especially in the second.
So really what he's talking about is like what the Broncos do well is like they keep pressure, which I think Leonard would be good as a defensive coordinator because honestly, Steve Wilkes was a terrible defensive coordinator in terms of creating pressure. What you see is like the Broncos were trying to pressure Jalen Hurts into a situation like, oh, none of the receivers are open. So like, I feel like Jim Leonard would be good as like to dial up pressures. Like he'll run a 4-3 base scheme defense. You'll dial a lot of pressures up for the quarterback, confuse the quarterbacks. I assume, okay, Max, got to watch the game. Thanks for on the show. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You know, I'm always going to be going live, but really once we but I really want to break down like what these defenses do well. So I'm going to be breaking down these coordinators, their defenses,
Half for Jalen Hurts in this offense. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down the film. I'm going to show you what they were doing to beat this offensive line and create pressure opportunities on Jalen Hurts. Before we dive in, hit the like button if you want more Bronco videos. Okay, let's get 800 likes and we'll post another one. Okay, join the family. It is free, doesn't cost anything, and let's dive right into the video. Okay, here's what we call it's pretty much a triple stunt play here. Okay, so what we're going to see is Zach Allen reach point of attack and then hit the inside shoulder of the tackle or the center. Excuse me. We're also going to reach point of attack, hit the inside shoulder of the guard. And we're going to reach point of attack and bend all the way around the edge here. Now, what this does is create switch opportunities on the offensive line. And if they don't, we're going to get a free rusher into the backfield. Okay, so off this, you're going to notice really quickly here that they're going to have to switch. And Malata is going to have to come over here, pick up that stun off the edge. But because we're already have leverage on the inside shoulder, Nick Bonito is able to squeeze right through this gap, right, and get pressure on Jalen Hurts, come away with the sack. And that's just great understanding of the game, right? Once you're able to get Joe Malata off of Nick Bonito, off this stunt and rub action, it's just perfectly executed. Perfectly executed. Perfect. Let's go. That's all you want to see.
So really what this guy's showing is like the stunt forces Jalen Hurts, the pressure forces Jalen Hurts into a really bad decision. So if Jim Leonard was like, and this is really, even though this is like a Vance Joseph defense, Jim Leonard really is influencing this defense in a way. And, the Broncos defense is really number one in the National Football League in like total pressures and stuff. I don't know if it's better than no fly zone with the Broncos, but really is good. But really overall their defense is good.
Defensive line. Another pass rush rep here out of Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, and these guys. They do get a little bit of pressure here. But before we break down this play, make sure you guys do me a big-time favor. Again, hit the like button if you want another part to this video. But most importantly, make sure you guys subscribe. It is free, doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Denver Broncos throughout the entirety of the season. Offense, defense, individual player breakdowns, whatever you guys want to see. We got you guys covered. So join the family. With that being said, here's another rep when that five-man scat. They're sliding over to Zach Allen. Once again, they're going to get the running back out of the backfield, kind of sitting over the middle of the defense. But we are going to get one-on-one opportunities with Nick Bonito once again. Look at him slow down and then boom, kind of take off. Use that off arm to create leverage, driving to the outside shoulder. And, dude, he moves it back about 4 yards. Now, Jordan Malott is not a small guy whatsoever. Dude's massive, right? And Nick Bonito still outpowers him, right? Pushing him back about 4 yards into the backside of Jalen Hurts. Does create that ball to come out a little bit early and forces him to check it down. Now, they do pick up 7 yards on this play, but better than allowing a deep shot down the field, right? So pressure was getting there all day long. Week 6 of the NFL season is officially here, and we have a pretty good Thursday night football game with rookie quarterback Jackson Dart taking on one of the best defenses in football. Out sleeper today, you haven't already done so. Play here, offensive line is going to be in what we call five-man scat protection. They're sliding this direction. They're going to keep man-to-man there and man-to-man out here. But the double team is going to come on Zach Allen, who then turns into that lane integrity guy who prevents Jalen Hurts from scrambling outside the pocket, which means we're going to get, again, one-on-one here, and one-on-one to the outside. This is perfect. If we can win these one-on-one situations, we're going to do a great job containing Jalen Hurts in the pocket. So as we get double teamed, you're going to see he kind of just stops. He's not going to try to get to the quarterback anymore. We're now just trying to prevent him.
So really what this guy's like breaking down is like how the Broncos really pressure Jalen Hurts into these situations. So they use like 4-man fronts, use 5-man fronts, which is really a staple really with the Vance Joseph defense is dialing up the pressure with interceptions. And this, I don't know if Jim Leonard really does this, but as a free safety, he was like, Jim Leonard is known to be like a big ball hawk. So he could really be good for our corners and for our secondary.
From getting outside the pocket, while everybody else, whether it's John Franklin Myers or it's Jonathan Cooper or it's Nick Bonito, is winning their one-on-one. Look at the pocket collapse into a small little triangle, right? I mean, you can't do anything. And Nick Bonito, once again, comes away with another sack. I mean, that's 3 guys winning one-on-one opportunities. You don't see that too often. And then Zach Allen just does a really good job containing and making sure even if he was to get out of that first initial pressure, you weren't going to be going anywhere crazy because we were still waiting for you. So another good rep by this defensive line, man. They were just killers in this football game. Another crazy play here by the defense. We're going to show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys coming to the quarterback. In reality, though, we're going to drop back 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, rush 2 off this side, 2 off this side. Now, you would expect this not to work too well, but man, does it work perfectly. Basically, Jonathan Cooper does a great job getting to the shoulder of the tackle and allowing Jaquan McMillan to just get a free rush off the edge here. Beautiful job, and look at the chase down by Jaquan McMillan, forces the sack, almost even gets a forced fumble. Let's look at this from the other angle here. Just good execution once again by this defense. Again, Jonathan Cooper playing that role where, listen, you have to, you can't be selfish all the time. You can't be the one getting the sacks. You have to take away this tackle, and watch how he kind of acts like he's going to go to the inside to the guard, planting that right foot into the ground, kind of taking that guard and keeping him focused on Jonathan Cooper until it's too late. Now, 56 probably should have rotated if he saw it, and usually how you play this was he would get the outside and he would get Jonathan Cooper, but it's happening too quick. Jaquan McMillan is too fast, and boom, even Hufanga gets right around. I mean, just perfect. Look at this side as well. Look at Zach Allen. Unselfish, man. Get to the outside shoulder of the tackle, allow Hufanga to get a free lane off the edge. Now you have 1, 2, 3 guys doing absolutely nothing.
So really what it shows you is like how overall great the Broncos defense is. Like their pressure allows the corners to dial back, which is really, even though it's a stable advantage, Joseph, I think Jim Leonard could bring a good operation to the Broncos. And then next up, we're gonna break down the defense under. We're gonna break down the Browns cornerback play.
Guys, what's up? Welcome in. A day late, but that's okay. We're going to do defense, talk through it. I would much rather take a day and have John walking us through what he sees than myself. So we are lucky to be joined by him again and talk through what was, I think probably, John, you as a DC, this is the most frustrating type of game where the opposing offense obviously has talent to make life difficult for you. A really good play caller, design, a great running back, a quarterback is pretty good, great tight end. In your offense and special teams keeps making that life easier, in your life hell. Would you agree with that?
I would 100%. Although the defense did themselves no favors with their third down conversions. Just awful.
This is true.
Was it 12 of 15, 13 of 15, something like that?
It was alarmingly high. I think it was at one point in the game where it mattered, not the last 2 drives where the game was baked and done. It was like 11 of 14. And I think it ended up at like 11 of.
Oftentimes this day and age, you get a
boot here, first play of the game.
Yeah. So I wanted to just briefly go over bootleg rules, right? And this is particularly for, specifically, I should say, for under center play action like this, where you get the quarterback booting out. Oftentimes this day and age, you get a little chip from the defender that's going to go to the flat to hold up your play side end just so he doesn't rush the throw. But we want to talk about defense here, exactly how these are defended. So it's a little different from a pass play. So your second level guy, so in this case, we're talking generally that it's going to be your Mike and your Will in the box, and then you'll have generally your strong safety and then your nickel, or if you're in base personnel, your Sam on the outside. But their coverage rules change once we get the boot action going the other way. So our guy to the play side, he's now rather than making what we call a curl flat drop. And again, this is cover 3 specific. Sorry, I should have added that first, but we're talking cover 3 right here. So single high zone. Our first guy, rather than making his curl flat drop, he now becomes what we call a first to flat defender. What that means for him is rather than trying to get depth in a drop, like a typical zone drop from your curl flat players, you're going to say 10 to 12 yards deep, to and through the top of the numbers. Once you hit the top of the numbers, you need to sail or get your butt turned to the sideline with your vision inside right there. However, once we get the boot happening and the boot action happening, then we're going to just go straight down the line, right? We're sliding.
So what he was saying is like the boot action really allows the Browns to defend both sides of the field, which is really a strong positive for the Browns safety for Mbanda. Like the safeties are backed up, they're lined up on their defense. So really the Browns were lined up. They take away both the wide receivers that Purdy was trying to throw to. So really the safeties are back, which would be a really good thing for our Jets defense too. They'll pressure like the quarterbacks make the wrong decision. So let's do more of the film breakdown.
Then with the flat defender right there, which we do a good job of here. We'll talk about Denzel Ward and why this got completed in a moment, but he 21 shouldn't be down there where he's at right now, unless something's going on that I don't know about. Right. So we get our number 5 right there, right? We see him flatten this out. There's no V drop whatsoever. He's not focused on depth anymore. Yep. It's all about getting his width to the sideline. Now our center guys, right? So our Mike and our Will, our hook droppers. So now they become what we call robot players. So what does robotting mean exactly? I've heard a couple of different definitions for the acronym, but I learned it as roll over and find the dig. So what that means is they're going to be taking their read steps forward, again, particularly in this defense, because they are very attack react. They're very downhill. As soon as they recognize the play action's coming, you're going to execute what's called punching out, right? Like punching out a clock, or you punch out the clock, you turn around and you run home as quick as you can, right? They're going to turn. They're going to go in the opposite of the direction of the play fake, and they're literally going to run. Like you'll see their eyes are going to be completely downfield at some points here. We're looking to find those over routes right there. And you can see that I think it's number 1 there gets matched. The outside receiver at the bottom of the screen. We grab one of them there. Right. So we're looking for, because with a lot of these play action patterns, you're going to get a flat route. You're going to get some vertical. So
what he's saying really is like the 49ers right now are running a play action. So the safeties are like backed up. They're back. They're trying to defend the play action. So this corner guards this receiver. This corner guards here. So really it causes misdirection with the defense. Give credit right there to Ephraim Banda for even though this is Schwartz's defense. Banda was really with the told the safeties where to line up, this and that.
To the pass side. And then you're going to get generally some sort of intermediate crossing route coming from the opposite side, the original play direction right there. So what your robot and defenders are doing here is they're trying to just turn around, find those rollers, and run straight to them, right? So their technique's out at this point. It's not like a hook drop where we're aiming a couple yards outside the hash, 10 yards deep, eyes on the quarterback. We're going to meld or slide with him based on where his front shoulder's pointed and break when his front hand comes off the ball here. It's really just turn and find a receiver and get on his hip as quickly as you can right there. Right. So, and I should add our backside guy, then he becomes your throwback player. You'll also see teams that'll boot in one direction like this. Quarterback will roll out in the.
Are you actual caller or nah? Can you hear me? Mic check. So really what do you want to break down?
The other direction, but then they'll run a throwback screen of some sort. In fact, the 49ers did it at some point here, but the Browns blew it up. Right. So those are your boot rules for your second level defender, guys. Now, our issue with this play right here is, again, unless there's something going on, some sort of check that I don't know about, Denzo doesn't get in his deep third right there. That's how this ball gets caught right there. We get that corner route coming from 44.
Yep.
Right. He swaps on.
I think the issue of the play is like Denzel Ward wasn't really covered, which I think is a flaw. Like I think he could have done better. Banna could have done better. Is like told Ward where to line up on the defense. Like I just because sometimes Purdy was able to get the check down to Juszczyk, the fullback. So really, if I was like, because if he would have done a better job, like telling Ward, oh, you have to go this way, cover Juszczyk, then it would have been easier defended. Juszczyk might have not caught the ball.
Under here, under formation, it gets deep. I think I guess there's a chance that Denzel Ward didn't see him coming there, since he swapped underneath. It's easy to lose him with all the moving parts here. But, that's why that throw gets complete right there.
Yeah, fun design. We got Juszczyk and you put another guy You watch high school football these days, put them in it's called this little swing formation stuff.
Right.
I don't know if that's still the label, but it was back in my day when I was playing, and some of the stuff we would scout was swing right, swing left.
Right.
It's the
Little
old,
extra split between the tackle and the tight end, the inline guy.
yeah.
Right.
And then they turn them at like a little tilted in angle.
So
He's
we
kinda
got
doing it again.
the 49ers did a lot of that Sunday.
Sure did.
I noticed that, like a single wing guy, on the edge there, tilted into the backfield a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a ton of that.
Yep. Okay, let's get to your next one. 307.
All right. One other note too: the 49ers ran a ton of play action boots on that first drive. I think
Sure
I
did.
counted four
Yeah,
or
man.
five. In fact, they
They
ran
did.
it again the second play of the game, and then a couple more plays. They ran it a couple times in a row too. Like just I don't know, they saw something. They really wanted to test some rules because they went back to it over and over and over.
Yeah, they had Kittle if they would have got able to, if McGuire kind of didn't make Purdy uncomfortable.
Right.
Yep. Okay, 307. Let me jump there. See if I can get it right. Not bad. All right, here we go. This one right here down by the high red zone.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
this is the play that sets up the field goal right here. This is just a good old-fashioned busted coverage right here. I'm not sure what they were doing at the top of the screen. Right. We have a cover 0 blitz coming. Right. So we're bringing 6.
So really, what that play was broken down. So there was a busted coverage by the 49ers. So Ward and the Browns corners and the safeties, they were supposed to block. So I'm going to watch more of the film breakdown.
So again, no post safety. The post safety is covering one of the receivers or fullbacks or
So the post safety was like covering the receivers, as he was mentioning. The post safety was supposed to cover like one of the receivers, and then the receivers didn't see him, so like they didn't really see. So like it caused like a busted coverage there. So really, if I was doing differently, I don't think I would try to make sure this safe here line you up that way. Then I would line this if I was like I would line the safety on Hushak. Then I would line a safety here. Line of safety there.
tight ends right here at the top of the screen. They just corner takes the outside receiver, second guy inside. For whatever reason, he doesn't guard the back.
Yeah, I always wonder. I like to play like body language expert and see if there's somebody at the end of the play pointing at somebody else. But
Right.
no
Or
one
sometimes the
seems to
guy
be
that
doing
busts
that.
it, like you see the head drop a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of do the "it was me" thing.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, they missed it. It was it Hickman that goes. So let me see here.
Yeah. So
I
here's
feel
the
like
only-
it is. It could be Hickman, but I could be wrong too.
Here's another thing that you could see here too. So in the cover 7 world, the man match quarters world, when you get 3-by-1, where the X receiver or the guy on the single side, if he has a very tight split to the offensive line right there, they'll check into something called Connie. What that means is the cornerback and the safety of that side are going to read the releases of the tailback and the X receiver, and
Right.
if the X receiver, or pardon me, if the tailback goes to the sideline quickly, they're going to pass it off. So the corner would take the tailback, and the safety would take the X coming. And you do that because one.
So really, what he's saying is, McCaffrey's supposed to run this route, then, remember that player, but he was supposed to run this route. The corner, McCaffrey's running this route. The corner is supposed to cover this route. So this corner is supposed to cover McCaffrey. This corner is supposed to cover here. This corner is supposed to cover here. So really what
And
happened?
it's sort of like it could be a pick route situation, but too, if you get the X receiver dragging on a shallow all the way back the other way, rather than having the corner chase it, you have the safety take it, because the safety is going to start, 4, 5, 6 yards inside, depending on the.
I'm just
the look
watching
and
it break down
so on. So it's just an easier way to
defenses and stuff.
pass the routes.
Yeah.
off. So
I do wonder. This is a great point, because you watch Hickman initially. He'll make this quick point to the tight end, and I think maybe he thinks this bluff that McCaffrey gives on blocking the edge here makes him think McCaffrey's staying in initially. See him point right there?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And it looks
right
like McCaffrey's maybe going to cut the edge, but then he ducks up. It's just a minor, really good detail.
Yeah, I think maybe he's just, or he could think that he's passing it off in this case, because the tailback's going out to the sideline right there. Corner's going to take it over, and he's going to cut the X, especially if they think he's going to drag across, because he's turning. When you look at his leverage on the wide view, he's turning and facing the receiver right there, like he's prepared to pick him up. butt inside. He's playing his man technique. Like he's ready for it. What he expects to be an inside breaking route there, which you would get, of course, if the tailback was going to run a wheel, something like that.
Yeah.
So really what's wrong with that is so the tailback is supposed to cover that, but the defense, the assignments were misplaced. So McCaffrey was wide open on this thing. So it was wide open. So it was busted, really.
Yeah.
So maybe might have been a botched man match call right there.
Yeah, he thinks like this out on, the big uglies. They don't like that.
Right. And man cover. How they are going to fit the run with their second level players. In this case, we have 2 second level.
Overall, I didn't think the Browns defense was bad. Granted, they played the 49ers. The 49ers are really like one of the top teams in the National Football League. Brock Purdy, their offense is really good, but overall, their Browns defense is good. So I think Bandit could be an option as defensive corner. I just think, the Browns defense is like one of the top rated defenses. Their safeties are very good. And then the final defensive coordinator that we're gonna really review is DeMarcus Covington, who is the Packers running coordinator. So we're gonna watch the Packers defensive breakdown and see what he does well in the run game.
Hey, what's up? Today we're going to do a slightly deeper dive than what we have been doing, just a play or two here or there. We're going to look at a handful of plays from the Packers defense, not a full look by any stretch of the imagination. Some of this we're going to kind of feel out as we go, but I picked a handful of plays just because I wanted to take a look at some of the things the Packers were doing against the Commanders in this game. Some ways they tried to take them out of what they're doing. Jaden Daniels is a good processor in terms of like going through his reads. He's good with his feet. And kind of what they did to take him out of some of that stuff made him uncomfortable. They did do a lot of kind of basic stuff as well, some cover 2, cover 1 without really disguising anything. I'm not going to get into that too much just because, I don't know. I didn't really feel like it. It was going to get overly long, I think. But one of the things I want to show is some of the different looks they gave. And then when they do some of those more basic looks, how that does cause or that could cause some issues. And we'll see that as we go. So right here, we're going to look at, so we'll start out here. I got this thing along the top here. I'll try to remember to hit all this. Because I know it's a little small, but we've got play numbers, kind of my own reference, quarter, time remaining, down, distance, personnel, and then gains. This is 2nd and 7. These first 2 plays are going to be back-to-back. So 2nd and 7, we're going to have a cover 1 look from the Packers. You can see a bunch of communicating beforehand, which is what we're going to see. You got McKinney back there, kind of directing traffic. You've got up front here kind of a 4-man. You got Williams is going to sneak down, kind of make that like into a 5-man surface. A lot of moving pre-snap, but no one's really out of position. Everyone's, kind of where they're supposed to be. A lot of communications. Those guys up there communicating. You got this 5-man surface up here. Now what they're going to do, looking to run this. The Commanders are running this cover 3 beater. You got these, I think he's there as well. 2 hooks. So if you've got you're dropping there, cover 3 seams are open. So you're looking to hit these stop routes, these deep stop routes, deep curls against here. Settle in the seams against zone. You've got a whole bunch of bodies up at the line here trying to get those guys. Now, as we'll see, part of the issue is here, you need a little bit of time to develop. And with the bodies the Packers have up front and who they send makes it hard. So that's part of it. You've got, all right. He's ready. He's set maybe a little early. Nothing's open. We now have breaking through. That's Parsons on the edge here, breaking through. So before he's ready to throw, he's moved off his spot. We got Daniels now moving over here. We'll look at it from the other angle as well. Bodies right there. So he can't escape. I think there was something in the scouting report, if I'm not mistaken. When he moves right, he's looking to throw. And when he's looking left, he's looking to run. He rarely.
Really notice there is the Packers defense, the run stopper. So he's trying to cover there. He's trying to cover receivers. The goal is to stop Dan Daniels because Jaden Daniels is the most prolific rushing quarterback in the National Football League. So he's trying to. Yeah, he's one of the most prolific. No, sorry, that's my roommate. I was talking about Jaden Daniels. He's one of the most prolific rushing quarterbacks in the NFL. So the Packers defense right now, their assignment is to stop Jane Daniels from rushing. So really good play by DeMarcus Covington, but to stop Daniels on this route. So
throws when moving to his left from what they had seen, and moving to his right, he's looking to throw. You got these guys, they're not being too aggressive here. They're eyeing him. You still got this guy here. And so he's trying to direct traffic a little bit. And we try to move him over there, but you've got, got a defender right there. These guys got eyes on him. Body. So he can't run. He doesn't have a good spot to throw. Another body right there. Just hitting with bodies, man. So now he's going to reverse. I got a path to the left. I'm going to hit back to the left here. Got field over there. Well, Evan Williams is on his heels right there. And then Devontae Wyatt is going to break through right there, come up with a sack. Really nice. Again, like one of the things we're going to look at, communication and discipline, and also the pass rush is kind of what we look at. So, Parsons, saying, all right, you're bumping there, you're moving there. You got McKinney. We're going to look at Parsons and kind of what he does. We got McKinney's talking. Parsons was talking to Wood, and you got Wyatt over here communicating with Gary. Like just a lot of communication pre-snap. Everyone's in the same spot. You got to check. McKinney's checking right there with the motion. All right, check. Move in and moved off his spot. Parsons is running through, as we saw. We won't spend a whole lot of time in this view. He's looking to throw. He's trying to direct, but I mean, you can see from his view. You can't see it too well from the other view. Bodies, man. They're there. You're trying to hit him right here.
So really what he's mentioning is that, so Jaden Daniels trying to throw the ball. These two Packers defenders are their goal is really to stop Jaden Daniels from rushing. So he tackles this guy number 85 is open. They're running route right now. So these Packers defenders are trying to stop Dan Daniels from rushing, getting a huge gainer.
Can't. There's two dudes right there. They're not going to let you run. They got him viced in here. And then you're not throwing over the top of him. You try to throw it over the top. Walker's long, dude. He's got those long arms. You got a defender right there. That's not making it through. You loft that over. That thing's getting picked or knocked away. You try to throw a bullet. Walker's going to knock that down. Walker not great with his hands as far as picking stuff off. I mean, he'll knock a ball down. And then over here, we've got the other two guys we'll keep an eye on once he goes backside are Williams and Wyatt right there. So he's kind of doing it right there. I mean, he's cut off there, right? You got bodies. He's got a reverse field. Now you've got Williams going to come in on his heels. Wyatt's going to scrape over, pick up the tackle, get the sack for -1. Diving tackle. Just bodies, man. Look at all these bodies here. Just, again.
Really, what he's mentioning is like Daniels was trying to rush. 85 wasn't open. So, and Daniels tried to rush around. He got sacked by the Packers defense. Really good play by DeMarcus Covington right there. Trying to pressure Daniels, even though this was half of his defense. Like, really, like they understood like gap integrity. They understood like they have to get, in order to get Jane Daniels, you have to pressure him, get the amount of sack.
Good communication. Everything synced up. Gary jumping over the pile. There we go. Loss of 1 yard sack. Everyone does their job. Everyone's fired up. Look at that. You guys did your job. Evan Williams is hyped. All right, dude. Very next play. First quarter. Washington in 11 personnel. They're in 11 personnel. I don't know, man. I kind of charted it and forgot to look at numbers. 90% of the snaps, the vast majority of snaps, they're in 11 personnel, which is not really surprising based on who they are and what they do. All right, so we've got it's 3rd and 8. We got a bunch of dudes at the line here. We got a single high safety, bunch of dudes there. We're going to look to see how this plays out. You're trying to, against 3rd and 8, you lost a yard. It was 2nd and 7, you lost a yard. They're going to drop a bunch of guys just in a spot drop zone. You've got 4 rushing the passer. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Parsons there. I think that's LVN there. You got Rashawn Gary there. And then you just got bail, sit middle. And then you've got guys bailing here. So you're covering, you got pretty deep middle. There's your marker up there. Deep middle at the sticks. You've got guys deep. Can't really drive that thing. And then Van Ness off the edge. Kind of forces him up. Take that wide path from Van Ness. It's a pretty good looking pocket right now, but you're going to force Jaden Daniels to step up. He's top of his drop right now, man. He hasn't done anything yet. Stop. All right. Move up a little. It's getting real cramped up in there, right? You got Parsons spinning off something. You got Gary compressing. You got, I think that's Wyatt right up there in the middle. just looking to knock a ball down. He had a couple of out of balls in this game. And now you're looking to hit something big. And again, this drop off the line, what they're trying to do, you've got the concept they're trying to hit. Here, we'll do this. You've got this kind of, I think, was that like a hook? I think he's going to run something over the top. Kind of like you're looking to attack the middle.
Really, what he's trying to do, so this receiver's trying to run this concept. Then this receiver's trying to run this concept. The goal is the Packers defenders. So there should be a Packers defender right there, and then another one over there. So they're trying to take away these receivers, and then let's see what they do. Let me watch one
field with this, and right now, middle of the field looks pretty free. That's what we're trying to hit. I think you got a vertical route there, if I'm not mistaken. So you're looking to hit that, but now you've dropped where everyone's at the line. You've dropped a man, and if you're trying to
really what he's mentioning, so they're running these routes, and then these Packers. So there's like 3 men. So this Packers defender is trying to cover him. This Packers defender is trying to cover him. This one's running around. So McKinney, these 3 Packers defenders. So they're playing 3-by-2 zone. So there was 3 outside, 2 inside. So their goals are trying to cover these receivers. So they're playing 3-2 zone.
Attack this middle of the field here, that little middle zone, and that ain't working. And so
the guys mentioning, so their goals, like the Commanders are trying to attack the middle of the field. The Packers defense is trying to take that away. So
it's not there. Middle's all clogged up. You got guys at the sticks. I mean, you just look at it here. He's at this point, Daniel's getting forced off his spot. It's getting real muddy up in there. But man, look, here's a man. Doop. There's no one open. He's forced to check it down to Eckler. Checking down to Eckler. And then what happens? Bodies, man. Everyone's converging. Everyone's staying in your lanes. Hit. Bring him down. 2 guys bringing him down. It's Evan Williams and Javon Bullard. Gain of 4 on a 3rd and 8. Washington punt. All right. A little later in the game, 3:57 left in the first quarter. We're going to keep an eye on this. A run play, 2nd and 11. Once again, 11 personnel. And keep an eye on stuff up front. This is a really nice play from Evan Williams. He's not going to get the tackle. Maybe go a little unheralded, but pretty nice. We're going to watch him fill. You got too high up top here. They're bumping with the stuff. I mean, he's moving immediately. They're spinning. He's going to go down. They're going to spin either way. Without that motion, I would imagine McKinney probably comes down, but they're moving with the motion. Down to the weak side. You got the tight end here. The full passing strength with the motion is going to be here once everything starts. So fall back. He's going to rotate down weak. They're going to give here. Give to the inside. And we're just going to watch Evan Williams. He's patient. He's patient. We're going to see it from the.
Really, what they were mentioning is like the Packers, the Commanders receivers, they're like running these routes, these 3 routes. The Packers are trying to defend the running back from running over the middle. So great job by DeMarcus Covington, forcing the idea of gap integrity, having to run through that hole. Really, really good stuff.
The other side here, let's just watch it now. We wanted that kind of wide view there initially. But you've got a 4-man front with 2 linebackers. You got the motion. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. You got Cooper and Quay there. You've got Evan Williams there. We're just going to watch this run defense, man. 2nd and 11. You got the motion. He's looking to hit that gap there. You got a blocker coming down right here. Evan Williams going to get low, get under that blocker. He's closing that gap. You need to take out that gap. So now running back is going to have to bump over. He's going to cut backside. Well, who's backside? Bodies, dude. Sean Gary. Let's get that in blue. Sean Gary, Quay Walker, Edge Cooper coming up. You got a man setting right there as well.
So really what he's trying to mention is that Jane Daniels was trying to rush over this loop. These 3 Packers defenders, their goals are trying to sack Jane Daniels. You know, Jane Daniels is like very prolific rushing quarterback. I don't know, as I said before, but he's really prolific at rushing. So these 3 Packers defenders are trying to stop Jane Daniels from getting outside. Open. These receivers are trying to run open.
We'll watch Evan Williams, and we'll back it up a little bit. Watch him duck under this block. That means there he's going to come out and block Evan Williams. Evan Williams, I love this from him. He's coming down. He's patient. He's looking. He shoots. He gets under, makes contact, gets the leg, force him back. And now instead of going through that gap, bodies, tackle.
So really what this shows by Milton. So Jen Daniels was trying to hand off to the running back. And really with the Packers, and they were trying to run through his gaps. Really with the Packers defense did really well. Really good play by DeMarcus Covington. Like really good run play. So they understand like they have gaps and stuff. So they have a lot of like gap integrity. So they have to run through this, and then the Packers defensive players are trying to tackle the Commanders player in this gap. So really, it just shows like how disciplined the Packers run defense is.
4. Nicely done. Really good play by Evan Williams. Again, you're not going to get, and I think Devontae Wyatt sees him. Get a little good job, buddy, there after that play. Really nice job out of Evan Williams to blow up that initial gap, force him back to the middle of the field where he got bodies covering. Man, and again, it's one of the big things. It's just bodies. There's just bodies. Like you take him out of the gap, you force him back to the cutback. Maybe he's got yards there. In the past, you'll see maybe get some more yards there. But at this point, there's guys on the backside. Guys are flying to the ball. This one I really like. Still in the first quarter, 3:16 left. Packers threw a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of stuff in the first quarter here. Packers threw a lot of stuff first quarter. A lot of really cool, some funky front alignment, some funky stuff on the back end, as we're going to see here. And then as the game went on, after those first couple drives, they kind of chilled out on some of the stuff a little bit. I mean, they still showed it occasionally, still ran some stuff. They didn't stay, static the entire game. But as it went on, they seemed more reliant to just rely on, all right, I mean, we've showed our stuff. We've introduced some doubt. We're going to sit back. We're going to play a little bit more kind of just cover 2, cover 1, cover 3, some of our basic stuff without a whole lot of dressing up. But because of what they showed and because they've got dudes with speed, they were able to still be effective with that because they're still a good defense, but they've still got all of this stuff in their bag. So we're going to look here, 3rd and 7, man, 11 personnel. You got 1 running back, 1 tight end. They're going full spread empty, 3-by-2 formation. You got 3, you got 2. This look
really with the film's breaking down. So right now they're in a 3-by-2 formation. So the receivers are trying. So this receiver's trying to run this route. This receiver is probably trying to run this route. So these 3 players are on 2. So this receiver is probably to run this corner. Then this receiver is probably trying to do the other outside corner. Then this receiver is probably doing the screen. Then they're trying to run this offense, and then he's trying to run a little screen. So let's see. I don't know what the film breakdown. That's what I'm predicting so far, but let's see.
Looks like cover 3 from the jump. Yeah, they're playing.
What the guys mentioning. So the Packers right now are playing like cover 3. So this corner is trying to lock on him. This corner is trying to lock on him. This corner. So this corner is playing this side of the field, right side of the field. This corner is trying to play the middle side of the field. This corner is trying to play the left side of the field. So they each have like their own zones of the field that they're playing on. So really, it shows a good job from the Packers defense adjusting to which of the zones they play on each side of the field.
And off, you got a bunch, everyone else at the line. So you got a ton of bodies at the line. You got 3 guys back here. Are they blitzing? Are they going to be cover 3? Are they going to fall into man? You don't really know. But what we will see, we're going to get this invert cover 2 where safety's going to sink down. These guys are going to fall out. So now you got a dude in the middle, but then you're also falling back into zone. I can't remember how many guys they're bringing here. We're going to find out, I guess. Get that off. There we go. They bring 4. They only bring 4. But with a twist, with Parsons coming off a twist. So you're dropping a bunch of guys. Again, invert cover 2. You got your zones here. Dropping, bring in off a twist. Parsons coming off a twist. Everyone else is dropping. So this is a 4-man rush. I mean, it looks funky. It's a 4-man rush with invert cover 2 behind it. Commanders are going to, once again, they're looking to attack the middle of the field. They've got this high cross look with, let's see, this high cross like there with kind of something over the top. Against cover 3, man, that's a pretty good look. Against single high, that's a pretty good look because what you do is you're reading that guy there. You're reading that guy. If he goes with him.
So what they're trying to mention is this. So they're trying to read this receiver. So this receiver's trying to run this route. This receiver's trying to run this route. This receiver's trying to run across. So there's like a double crosser. This Packers defensive guy trying to hit here. This guy's trying to cover the middle of the field. This is trying to cover the left side of the field. And then let's see in the film breakdown what they're trying to do.
You throw to this guy, vice versa, all that. Well, now you got to invert cover 2. And the middle of the field's clogged. So
right now, like the middle of the field's clogged. So the Packers are trying to run a cover 2 on this defense. And then they're trying to get Jane Daniels as like a rush, even though he's trying to pass. It really shows cover 2 and how like the Jets are really doing a great job like using cover 2 to really prevent the Jane Daniels from having a deep threat.
You thought you had this middle. You're now crossing dudes here, crossing dudes here. This man you thought was your single high safety is sitting right in between them. You got zone.
So really, it shows like this guy was supposed to be single high safety. Then they're doing zone. So they thought they were playing crossers. So the Canadians thought they're on the crossers, and then this guy's on the single high. This is zone safety. They're playing. I think they're playing 3x2. I don't know if they're playing 3x. I think it's like 3x2 zone right now. So
underneath, you got these guys ready to drive on these crossing routes. What you had this high cross here. You now have Micah Parsons coming off a stunt. You've got crushing off the edge. There's just nowhere to go with the ball, man. Parsons in your lap. Before you can even really get it to develop, they've changed the entire picture on you post-snap. Now you're getting hit. You're checking down. And you got 0 yards. Is that right? I think he drops it. I can't remember. I cannot remember what this was. No, he got 6 yards. I got the gain as 0 for some reason. It ended up being a penalty on this. So actually, this was a no play. I still have it in here because I do like the look. This was the one where I had the gain at 0. This was hands to the face, legal hands to the face. So it ended up being a no play. But again, 3rd and 7, and you've got him short of the sticks because you're running this funky stuff. Look at Parsons going off that, and all of that, man. That's a complete pass. You're getting close to the sticks. You're still a couple yards short on that, but
so. What really shows that Jane Daniels trying to complete this pass, and then the running back, and then there's 2 Packers defenders trying to. So great job at this Packers run defense for trying to stop. Good job at DeMarcus Covington and this Packers rush defense for trying to stop Jane Daniels. This play won't be successful. 2 Packers are swarming to the ball. Shows really good fight and it shows really good fight by this defense.
I mean, that's a Herculean effort to get. I mean. What are you getting there? 6 yards or something? 5 yards, 6 yards? That's tough. All right. We're going to have Bullard attacking the screen on this one. Here's Bullard here. I mean, to me, this is an example of just dudes playing downhill, man. Guys doing what they're supposed to be doing. You guys single high up top. They're gonna go out here, but then once that thing is out, it's just Bullard. Just watch Bullard right there. Off one block, come off the other, get underneath. Again, just body.
So really, it shows like a really good job. So Jane Daniels was trying to throw a screen pass, and really, it shows the Packers defense. Great job for stopping the screen pass and working. Tackled him right away, drilled him to the ground. Good job.
Man, like that's just effort. That's effort and knowledge is what that is. Like he sees it coming. Don't let him get you. Keeps his hands out. Just fall off. They love their screens. This was one of the things I was concerned about coming in. They got this little, like, I guess, tunnel screen where you're blocking out. He comes back to the ball, and you got an angle up in there. Bullard just doesn't let him get the angle. He knows what they're trying to do. See him working back. Got your eyes on the quarterback. Come off. Make the tackle. No gain, man. That's just a very nice job by Bullard. Got up here. This one here. So now we're in the second quarter, 13-17 second quarter. I've got this one is just, I mean, this is pretty basic defense, but they win just from a good rush plan. You've got too high up top. I think this was a no huddle. And so they stay. That's probably one of the reasons.
This shows like really good run play by DeMarcus Covington. So Jane Daniels is trying to so Jane Daniels over there. He's trying to rush. He's trying to rush up the middle. As the final breakdown is going to tell you, so he's trying to rush to the middle.
They get fairly basic here. Hard to get into all your checks and all your funky stuff. They're going no huddle. You get what you get up there. You're going too high. You got zone underneath, and it's just a good rush plan. And everyone stays disciplined. You got Parsons off the line here on a tight end. He's not going after it. He's pushing. He's just staying that outside contained. You're trying. You don't let him. They don't want him to get outside. Keep him inside. So we'll watch Parsons. This is not an aggressive rush. Push. Stay out. I mean, he's straight up the field. And then we just have right here, I think that's Y in the middle.
So really, this is showing. So Dan Daniels in the middle field. This lineman's trying to block this lineman. This lineman's trying to block him. He's trying to run a route. McLaurin was trying to run this route over there. Up in the middle of the field. None of the field's open.
What was one of his jobs was kind of stand there. He's going to kind of take the initial punch, fall off, eyes up. Parsons got him cornered. I think that's Wooden. I'm sorry, that's not Y. That's Wooden.
So really, Jane Daniels trying to rush, and then Wooden is tackling. So really good play by Wooden, trying to stop Jane Daniels from rushing. So really, overall, great job, great effort so far from this Packers defensive front.
Fall off. That's a 1 yard gain. Everything's kind of vanilla on the back end. You've got this. They're looking to hit. It's kind of a switch release up top here. But you got disciplined up here. Evan Williams capping that. You got a guy over the top there. There's nowhere to go with that. Parsons is there before you know it because they're blocked here. And then
let me rank two more plays and I'll be done with this show. Let me review two more plays and I'll get my overall thoughts so
Jane Daniels gets through. This is another example of a well-coached team. Because what they're going to do, you're going to read that end. Keep his eyes over here. We've seen this.
This is a really good example. So this guy's running this running back trying to run this route. This receiver's trying to run. There's this route and then this route. These four Packers defenders, they're trying to defend the run. They're trying to defend the run game. So really, with this
1,000 times, we've seen Gary get burned with this. I mean, I can go back to a list of Packers guys who got burned with this, and I do not want to bring up all those names at the moment, but this is something we've seen Gary have trouble with, sometimes staying a little disciplined. To me, this is another example of a well-coached team. Is what they're going to do. You're going to read that end. The idea on these is to always make the defense wrong. So you're going to read the end. We're going to get this little, I guess he gave the other way. That's my bad. Give to the inside where Cooper's waiting. That's menacing. That is absolutely menacing. Eyes here. The idea being, again, you're making him wrong. Sure, everyone knows this. If Gary comes down the edge here to take away that run, if he reacts like that, Jane Daniels pull, run right around the edge. You got a blocker here with Ertz. That's what you're doing. If Gary stays outside to play, get blue, to play the outside here, to play the QB keeper, you give inside to, I think that's Bokrovsky Merritt on the inside. Give to him. Make him wrong. Remove him. You don't have to block Rashawn Gary because you're removing him with the play design. Now, we know, Jane Daniels does not know at this point because he does not have eyes on the side of his helmet. Edgerrin Cooper's going to get Bill Krosky Merritt. Just lay him out if this is done. But you're reading Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary could bite on this. If Rashawn Gary bites on this, you're going right around the edge. But you know he got Edge Cooper inside. He's playing his lane. He's staying disciplined. We're just going to watch what Rashawn Gary does.
So really shows. So this Commanders player trying to run this route. Then there's this route. Really shows Rashawn Gary shows good job with the run game. He understands what McCroskey Merritt, Bill Merritt is trying to do. He's trying to run this. He's trying to run this route. Jane Daniels trying to run this route. He decides, let me just tackle this guy. You know what? He understands that he's trying to run through this gap. So he understands he needs to get through this gap, try to tackle the running back. So really good play and effort.
Stay. He gives the give. All right, you got guys on the inside. Gary gets it. 4-yard gain. Nicely done, man. Nicely done. It's a good cut by Merritt to get away from, or Krusky Merritt to get away from Edge Cooper there. But Gary's right there. Good, disciplined play. If he bites too hard on that, that's Jaden Daniels around the edge. It's one of the things with this defense. To be disciplined against Jaden Daniels, and they did that. They did that the entire game. This one I just want to show. This is a small thing. And this is coaching. This does not happen all game. It's happened a few times. This is my favorite example of it. This was one I was going, all right, was Lucas Van Ness offsides on this play? It looks like he's offsides on this play. And then I kept watching it. I mean, he's moving. He's not offside. The ball snapped there. Everyone else, look, the ball snapped. We just saw it. Right there, ball snapped. He's moving, but he's not offsides. He had this. The Commanders, I think, were on a silent count at this time. No one else is moving. No one on the line. No one on the offensive line. No wide receivers. No anyone. But Lucas Van Ness had that sucker timed up. It's good coaching. That's good recognition. That's good get off from Van Ness hitting the guy before. And then this is just a little running back screen because of that.
So what Jay Nail is trying to do is he's trying to set the running back screen. These Packers defenders are playing like 6 wide. They're trying to play zone defense. They're trying to tackle the running back in this space. So the goal is like he's trying to run this route. The Packers. Let's see more in the film breakdown.
Again, he looks like he's offsides. He's not. I've watched this 1,000 times. He gets his hand up. It's supposed to be a screen to Bill Krusky Merritt. I don't know if LVN tips this thing. Here he is right there. But I probably should have watched the broadcast, I guess, or rewatched the broadcast. I can't tell from this angle. Look at that get off, though. Again, ball snapped like there. The ball snapped. Van Ness is moving. If you look at every other person on the screen, not a single person is reacting. This guard here is still looking. He's looking to see if it's been snapped. Van Ness gets that initial punch. He's strong, limited in his moves, but that dude's strong. He's hitting you when you're just out of your stance. I don't think he hits it, but man, no, he dirts it. Yeah, okay, you can see it here. Janius just dirts that because you've got Van Ness right there. If you throw in that to him, and a shout out to Van Ness, he gets his hand up. If you're trying to throw that to Bill Krusky Merritt.
So really what he's trying to do is if he threw to Bill Krusky Merritt, so Jay Nail is trying to Krusky Merritt, he got the deflection. Rashawn Gary picks it off. So really good understanding of awareness that Merritt is trying to run this play. Rashawn Gary is trying to pick him off. So really good. But overall, I really like what I've seen from this Packers run defense with DeMarcus Covington. You know, it's physical. It's vigilant, you know, and I really enjoyed doing this show today, guys. Subscribe to me, Maximania Chat Support. Next show, I'm going to cover the other 4 defensive coordinator hires if there's any news on that, but we're going to break down the other candidates, their defenses, and like what type of defense the Jets are on. See you guys later. Bye.